Hello everybody and Carlos Sirta with a brand new episode. I'm babifly and today we are playing Humankind. As you have already seen in our previous videos, we have been chosen, I have been chosen to participate in the OpenDev of Humankind, and recently I had the chance to play the Towers of Babylon scenario, the one that you checked on the previous two episodes. Humankind in general is a Civ game, and it looks so promising. It's so fantastic. It's juicy and it has so many things to offer, brand new and old school alike. It's one of the most anticipated games of the year, and for me as well. So today we are given the chance to actually participate in the second scenario, which is actually a cluster of 4 different battles, and I'm gonna play these battles out, and we're gonna check each and every different characteristic that each one has to offer. So without further ado, without delay, let's proceed with the first one, called Beneath Our Hooves. It pits us in the role of the Hittites against the Egyptians, and we are tasked to with a small squad of horsemen against the Egyptian chariots. The Egyptian chariots are ranged attacks, and we kind of try to manipulate ourselves, to guide or to steer our units around so as to suffer the minimum casualties. Be warned that I have already played these 4 fights. Be warned that they are quite difficult, but they are deliberately so as to give us the chance to realize and understand how different modifiers play out in the game. And a small hint, the modifiers are the crux of the gaming system for sure. So it's quite interesting. It feels so different from Endless Legends, so different from Civilization. So let's proceed to that. Beneath Our Hooves, it's our first scenario, Battle of Kadesh. The city of Kadesh has been a vassal of the Hittites for years, and for years the kingdom of Egypt coveted it. But the Egyptians are now sending an army to seize the city. To arms, Hittites, let's make the pharaoh kneel before our might. The Egyptian Markabata seem weaker in close combat. If only you could safely cross the river. And that's a crucial thing. So the Egyptian Markabata is the chariot that I mentioned before. So the game just ends in one turn. The scenario ends in a single turn. So we cannot afford not waging war, not entering a battle with the Egyptians. With the Hittites against the Egyptians. So what we have is a regiment of 4 Gigir, the war chariots that provide an invaluable advantage to the Hittites, but the disciplined organization of the army only let the nobles fight on them. That's the story element of that. And it has, on its details, it shows that we've got 28 power each, 6 movement, and it's a cavalry, which means that close combat unit that ignores enemy zones of control, particularly good for running down ranged units, and it has suppression. The targeted unit can either move or attack next turn, but not both, which actually makes the Gigir quite a viable asset in the field. Let's enter battle and see how the battles play out in Humankind. So, first and foremost, we need to confirm the battle. As you remember from the previous video, we need to confirm the battle so as not so that it hasn't just been a misclick on our part. So we are there. This is our relative strength. This is the opponent's relative strength. Our side is stronger overall according to what it says here. But as you notice here, the terrain plays out in a delta, in a river delta. And that's quite crucial because all these units will actually have to go through the river, to pass the river. And let me tell you what, the river is quite an important asset and you need to steer yourself around. So we can afford having a chariot here. We can afford having a chariot there on the river, which is actually a good thing to start from a river if you're playing first at least. Let's try this. Well, I want to try this out and place this chariot here. However, as soon as it begins moving, then it cannot actually go on top here, if I remember correctly. I need to go around and enter the elevated terrain, but I'm not 100% sure, so let's check it out. Okay, so let's go from here. I think we are ready. So let's end our deployment. It doesn't mean that the Egyptians are there. It just shows an initial thing. The Egyptians may well be on a different place. See? They're not there. Where are they? So we got a Markabata facing us, which is a good thing because we can start attacking it from the very get-go. Here you see, this is the point of interest, the flag of the Egyptians. We definitely need to get access to that because it adds us points. I'm not sure what exactly the flag does for sure. I think it cuts out the reinforcement of the enemy, but I'm not 100% sure. I need to double check it on and on. So let's see. Let's start with that figure here, and if we try to attack the Markabara, it's gonna be a good fight. So you see that we have a relative strength. Our relative strength gets reduced to 25 because we got 28 combat strength, -3 from crossing the river, whereas the Markabara has a relative strength of 24. That means 25 combat strength, +4 from the high ground, and -5 from vulnerable in close combat. Because the Markabara actually says that if it gets attacked in close combat, it suffers a relative high negative modifier. That means that the high ground elevation actually plays quite an important role in the game. So I don't want to attack from a relatively under elevated terrain. So I don't want to attack from a lower level to the top because I get a minus modifier. Well, not that, I'm not getting a minus modifier, but the defender gets a modifier for that. So if you see here, as I hover on the top, it shows that the Markabara will be losing 25 to 35 hit points, whereas I'll be losing 15 to 25. A thing that I don't want right now because I want to conserve some strength. So if I go that way, I might use that gear here and possibly go around and try to encircle them. So let's go here. See, there's another Markabara waiting for us there. So if I attack the Markabara here, you see that our strength gets raised to 32 because we get +4 from flanking, but the Markabara is not getting the +4 from elevated terrain because we're on the same level. And see, they are losing 80 to 90, but we're losing 5 to 10, which is a fantastic thing. So let's proceed with that. Boom! See the circular movement around the chariot, how the Gigir attacked the Markabata. It feels like we are taking advantage of our opponent's position. It feels quite alive and interesting. I so love the music. I truly hope that you can hear at least a good segment of it. So if I go on top here, I'll be getting on an elevated terrain and I'll be losing. I won't be located on the river, which means that my target won't be getting any positive modifier. Cool. So let's try to kill the Markabata. But if we do that, then we won't be able to attack here. Let's check. If I attack these, if I attack the Markabata with that, we'll be having a relative low strength, but the Markabata will be getting an extra -2 because it's heavily damaged, which is great. So we'll be losing just 5 to 10 hit points. Let's go with that. It's also worth mentioning that after eradicating a unit, unlike Civilization 6, you won't be moving into that unit style, which is actually great. Because we don't want that now, because we want to actually move the Gigir over there. But wait a minute, see that it stops on the river? That's a fantastic rule that gets introduced to Humankind. The units, insofar from what I've played right now, the units will always stop when traversing a river, which is great. I don't want to go over there like that, but I can go there. Wait a minute, I cannot enter this river space because to do so I need to get here and there. But if I go there and get stopped there, there might be a chance that some Markabatas find me, track me out and attack me. Do I want to risk it? Yeah, sure. Let's do it. So just a word of notice. So let me warn you in advance that I'm not a fantastic strategical tactical player at all. I really like playing strategy games, but I'm not good at tactics, so I will be making a lot of blunders. Expect to be surprised by my foolishness, which is another, which, well, it might be quite exciting, but it's also quite noticeable most of the time. So if I attack here, it's gonna be good. I think we're okay doing that. Fantastic. Let's attack the Markabata. It's also worth mentioning, now the opponent plays, it's also worth mentioning that no matter how wounded a unit may be, it will always attack with your original strength with the additional modifiers, with the additional reduced modifiers. So you see, you just saw that we lost our Gigir from ranged attacks. And again, we've just lost 50 hit points, which is a lot if you ask me. But what can we do? Let's try attacking the Gigir. With the Gigir, attacking the Markabata. Let's do it. Fantastic. However, as you may start to realize, we're on one side of the river, so our Gigir needs to pass to the other side. And if we do that, we'll be losing some time, and thus we're gonna be rendered vulnerable against the Markabata. So if we attack like that, it's gonna be quite a fair and square thing. Let me try entering there and attacking from here. Attacking here. Let's do it. Let's risk it a bit. Okay, can we flank him? Yeah, sure we can. Oh, how can we pass from the river? I really don't know. Fantastic. Bam! There you go, Markabata. You pesky man, stay away from our Gigir. Oh, see, he moved over there, but still on top of the elevated plateau, which will actually render him a good target. Yeah, it was kinda expected, wasn't it? Shall we finish the Markabata off? Yes, let's do this. No. Let's kill the Markabata. Bam! Bam, 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 bam. But you know why, right? Because I want to use the Gigir here to attack the Markabata. Okay, I can do it and try to flank them, but I'm not sure if there is an Egyptian Markabata over here. Shall I try doing that? Yeah, why not, right? Yeah, well, the Gigir moves 6, so I think they've got ample movement, so let's play it safe. Let's move here. In case, if I moved here, I would have imagined that here there might have been a Markabata. I'm not 100% sure, but I think that the Egyptian player also has 4 Markabatas. So we lost 5, they lost 58. It was quite a fair, not a fair change, right? Wow, did you see that? It is just this Markabata remaining. So let's end it. Let's lead the Hittites to glorious victory. Boom, boom, yes, that was it. This was quite a relative easy fight in the elevated plateau down the river between the Hittites and the Egyptians. Fantastic. Quite easy. I promised you that the battles are quite difficult. I still stick to that promise. I might have been quite lucky, but you're gonna see with your own eyes that the next combat, the King of the Hill, we're gonna play as the Persians against the Greeks, the pesky Greeks. I might be Greek, but I'm not proud at all when fighting against the Dan legions. They are so good, they are so efficient, and what really drives me crazy, and I really admire as well, is the fact that the game introduces the modifier system so good that it makes the military tactics and the discipline of the units shine out through their abilities and through these modifiers. So let's start. We Persians must dislodge the hoplites from their defensive position. They may have the high ground and better weapons, but we have the numbers and the resolve. We will break their formation. Greece will fall. Use of reinforcements will be key, both utilizing your own and hampering the enemies. Note that once your immortals hold the high ground, they will be deadly, and that's quite accurate. So if you notice here, it's going to be a fight between 8 different units. 4 and 4 versus 4 and 4. But you see that the entire battle is gonna take place on a hill, right? So let's start with the Immortals, the warriors. What we have is the Immortals, both Imperial Guard and elite heavy infantry. The well-equipped Immortals are the backbone of the Persian army. Uh, they are melee, close combat units, useful for protecting ranged units from cavalry, and they also have the bashing ability. They are stronger when fighting from high ground and fortified positions. Whereas, on the other hand, we've got a regiment of 4 warriors, of horsemen. The advent of saddles and stirrups allows more effective mounted combat than the first form of cavalry. 26 fighting strength with a cavalry trait. You're already familiar with that. And I'm fighting against 3 hoplites and 1 archer, so it's gonna be 6 hoplites and 2 archers. The archers have 16 strength, they are ranged combat. The often poorly equipped with simple wood bows, masked archers are a great danger to the enemy, whereas the hoplites are the nemesis. These spearmen have 28 power, are citizen soldiers who often fight in phalanx formation for maximum effectiveness. And just a hint, let me tell you that a hoplite might have been a citizen soldier, but the hoplites would always be citizens with land to lose. So no matter what your status may have been, if you had if you had a small patch of land and you actually cultivated it, you were forced to actually become a hoplite so as to be able to defend your city state, to defend your interest, to defend your land. And these are melee units, and they have the damned phalanx trait, which adds additional strength for each unit with a phalanx ability adjacent to this one. This is a nightmare. Let me show you why. So let's attack. The preview says that we are losing. We are on the losing side. However, let's confirm the battle, right? What about here? Okay, so can we enter the battle? Yes, okay. So we're here. See? We are 8 units against 8. So let me confirm the battle first and foremost, and let's start the deployment. Okay, here you see that I've got 1, 2, 3, 4 units, right? All 4 of them are immortals, and I don't want them to be there. They are quite far from the hills, and I really need to battle it on the hills. However, as my attack says, I can only place units on the orange sector of the map. So I definitely need to be there, to be down there. However, I'm starting on a good space here, but it's not that good because these hoplites are bound to attack me uh, as soon as the battle begins. However, I can try placing these. I can try placing these immortals here possibly. Yeah, here you see these dots over there. These are the forests. So units in the forest gain additional protection against ranged attacks, which is good. So let me place the immortals over there. But what I'll be needing for sure is something to push on. I really want to be on the other side of the river, which is good because I don't want that pesky negative modifier by being on it. And I also need to have a foothold and actually be able to get from that hill over there. Because if I stay there, I will definitely die no matter what. I can't afford placing an immortal here because I cannot push further. Because as you see, the phalanx here, 2 units can actually attack me simultaneously, which is really, really, really bad, and I don't want to do that. But you see here, this is the reinforcements. These are the reinforcements. I've got 4 different warriors, which I can place on the battlefield. Let me. Yeah. Let's end. Shall I end the deploy? Well, no. Add the reinforcement. Okay. How do you place? I think after ending the deployment, yes, they are located here. Yeah, I had almost forgotten that these would have moved to a different space. So right now the hill is ripe for taking. So if we move, can we move? See, we can only move here, up to here, but I don't want that. I need to be there. I want to be there. Because if I enter there and there is some unit over here, because I don't have a vantage point, do you know what? I'm gonna move one of my horsemen on top of here because I want to check everything out. See? We only got an archer. We can safely attack the archer with a heavy chance of actually eradicating the entire unit in one go. But as luck has it, we are unlucky. So we dealt 99 damage, which is really, really good. So now my plans have changed. And since the horsemen have a good vantage point, they have noticed that the hill here is ready to be populated by immortals. But here we can't see a thing because we... okay, so shall we try fielding a second horseman, try to attack the archers and eradicate them for good? Yes, let's do this. I also like this screen here, this battle management thing. It makes it quite easy for you to understand which units have activated and which remain to be activated. However, the two horsemen that are yet to arrive from the reinforcement panel here are not listed here. As soon as I click on them and ask of and move them on the battlefield, they are going to enter my battle management screen. So let's try to do that because I really want to see where the other Greeks have gone. So we go, oh, see, this is the city here of Platea. Yeah, it was quite an important battle back in the days, and it was supposedly when actually the Persian army was weakened to the core. So let's scan the area from here. Okay, see how this goes now. We're expected to find 3 more hoplites, but I don't know where they are. They must be there. I'm not sure. However, can I actually try to move my immortals over here? No, I cannot. I definitely need to pass these traits here, but as you may have realized, it's quite difficult to do so because I'll be passing from the river and both from the river and on a lower elevated terrain, and I'm reluctant to do that. I'm reluctant to order my people to get butchered. Can I move more? No, I cannot. Okay, so shall we move? Okay, you know what? Let's try and capture the point of the Greeks, the reinforcement point, which will move us adjacent to the hoplites, and the hoplites will get a really, really good attack on us. But I guess it's okay for now. So let's move the immortals. Okay, move them to their entirety over here. I mean, when I say entirety, just move all of the points. Okay, move them to the forest because we don't want the pesky archers to... Oh, I found the 4th regiment. I don't want the pesky archers to be able to target my immortals. Really, I don't want to do that. And it's only possible to attack the archers from here, but do I want to be there, to stay there? No, I don't want to do that. Oh, but I can also attack someone from there, so let's... Oh, okay. I'm gonna stay there, because if any of the hoplites moves there to surround my my horsemen, I might be able to attack them from there, which will be a nice thing to do. So let's stay there, because I don't want them to be afraid of anything. Let's see what the Greeks are gonna do. I'm not really afraid of the Greek archers, really. The attack is not that crucial. So yeah, they're actually moving their hoplites down there. Oh, and they're actually holding off the choke point here. So they got hoplites here as well. I want to take these away because I don't want the horsemen to perish. So move the horseman over there to the safety, the relative safety of the forest. But I definitely need to set up a plan because I cannot move without suffering further casualties. But I can provoke the Greeks into doing something stupid. Let's move the immortals over here. I'm reluctant to attack any hoplites that are not here. I'm really waiting for the Greeks to go down there, and I might, at that point, I might be able to do something pesky to them. So, okay, let's go there. Oh, they do have a hoplites there. So we found their 6 hoplites. So we've got 5 here and 1 over there, if I remember correctly. Can I lure them towards that side? Who knows? Let's try. I'm gonna stay there. I'm gonna move my riders here and this rider over there. If they want to change their point, they should be going down there. But let's see if that will be the case. Let's move these here. And I think I'm gonna end my turn as I wait for the Greeks to make a mistake. Will they make the mistake? Because truth be told, their archer is not that dangerous. Their relative strength when attacking is just menial. They don't inflict too much damage to us. So they actually did a thing and attacked us. But we suffered 75 hit point loss. I don't think that this was a nice thing to do, to be honest with you. Oh, it's not a good thing. No, we will be losing hard if we actually do this. Do you know what? I'm gonna move the immortals over there and wait for the Greeks to actually make the move. Really, I don't want to risk anything. Let's see. Will they manage to do anything other than, you know, fielding the archers and stuff? No, they actually didn't do a thing. So I really don't know how to defeat those bastards, really. It's quite difficult. Well, do you know what? I'm gonna sacrifice a unit to do that, really. I really need to sacrifice something in order to lure them out. But, okay, I'm gonna order the horseman to move over there. And I'll be ordering. It's difficult, I tell you, really. Okay, it's so. Okay, do you see? If I move here, do you see the colored hexes around us? It means that these are the hexes which we can attack, right? No. We can actually move there without a problem, right? Let's check it out. No, we cannot attack. They cannot attack us. There is not a path to this destination. Cool. Cool. We might have found a choke point. Cool. Besides, I think that these hoplites here are gonna move here and attack the horsemen. Let's see. Let's see if that's the case. What the? How the hell did they actually manage to go down there? Damn, I tell you already that the game is so fucking hard. I don't know if my tactical genius can actually fathom what the next move might be for me, really. Because I know that I really need to be attacking from an elevated terrain, that's for sure, but I'm not sure what to do. How to defeat them, because you see here, if I attack from there, it's going to be quite unfair on me. I'll be losing my entire regiment, and they won't be moving at all. And I cannot perform a circular maneuver. I cannot enter the hill. without entering this choke point here. So if I don't have an archer or anything, I'm gonna lose a lot. So 1, 2, 3, 4. I think there might be a phalanx here. I think so, right? No, but there's bound to be 2 over there, right? I don't know. Ah, shit, I don't know what to do. So I'm gonna play something out, and I will stop actually complaining all the time, because I really want to see how things can pan out from that point. I'm really at a loss here. I don't know what exactly to do. I've just moved my warriors over there to die again. So let's see how the Greeks are gonna react, and I'm really waiting for some small mishap, a small bad step on their part. I really do. I'm really waiting for that. Hmm. So see, after 5 rounds have passed, the turn has ended, and we have to end the turn no matter what. So the battle is gonna carry on the next turn, and this is quite a good thing. I mean, it's what to do, what to do, what to do, what to do, what to do. Please give me a chance to fly my people over there. Or could we should have brought some archers, people. I tell you. Hmm. Uh, really doesn't make any sense actually doing anything else. I don't want to feel like I'm waiting for me to be butchered or anything. Oh, or what if I actually move my people away so that the archers don't get a chance to attack my units? I haven't thought of that, to be honest with you. So let's go over there. Let's move them over there. So let's take my units away from range. Let's try to lure these archers away. Not away, but closer to our side. Let's try to make them realize that they cannot range attack our entire unit, our entire army. End of turn. What do you mean? Did they pass? Did they pass? Did they pass twice? Oh, Jesus. Do you know what? It's an all-out attack then. That's it. Let's lose. Let's lose in an epic style and fashion. Really, let's have everyone butchered to the name of Xerxes. Let's let's prove that we are not the military tactical genius that we were supposed to have been, and that we are not that we try to embody the natural historical result of the Persians versus the Greeks as it was back then. Okay, okay, people, you know what? Let's just die. It's not worth it anymore, really. This is a bit confusing to me, whereas I really marvel at the fantastic detail and level of detail and level of tactical detail that the game offers. I really wish there was some kind of turnaround. I mean, right now the game just offered me 8 units. None of them are ranged, and I cannot do a thing without getting on an elevated terrain. But I'm not given the chance to actually do anything. I mean, I understand that there might be a necessity in the game that you're gonna need to field your archers, but right now in an open dev, when I really need to try something out, I really need to be able to have some sort of variation so as to change my plans and everything. Right now, it just feels that I'm trying to enter a place that I cannot, and that, as you see here, I'm gonna show you the modifier thing. The modifier thing is quite heavy when it comes to fielding hoplites against each other. Well, hoplites against the Persians. The hoplites get a +3 if they are adjacent to at least one hoplite there. And I don't think that the bonus is cumulative. And let's end the turn because the battle ended. So that's actually it. We actually played this, we tried to beat the Greeks, we failed majestically at that, but this doesn't end here. The first episode might end here, but this is just half of the OpenDev. It's quite interesting, it's so thrilling, so great, so it feels quite fruitful and quite it is worth playing, to be honest. And I really want to show you the next two battles, but I'm gonna do so on the next episode. I'm gonna wrap everything up, and thank you so much for watching today's episode. If you really liked what you saw, feel free to subscribe to the channel, and if you also wish, feel free to click on the bell button so as to be able to be notified as soon as a brand new video goes online. Thank you very much for your time, and until next time, see you next time.